today. We always feel like we can't put it in the portal because we're just like, hey, Byron! He's gonna regret it.
Okay.
You're gonna have to fight over kit now, the two of you.
Good evening, welcome to Lift on this lovely Monday evening, slightly windy outdoors, but nevertheless not so hot as it has been. We're going to start with my fast release as we usually do right now. So options is a med ball, foam roller, the cross ball.
Where are you going?
I'm going to give you a couple of options here. We're going to go straight to the quads. So if you've got the med ball, I know Helen Barron might only have one.
Or they might have a roller in the med ball.
I would go the cross ball into the little hip complex somewhere quite high up. There's my hip bone, just off centre of that. Right, just anywhere around there. Keep it away from the bones, keep soft tissue, and just chillax. Take a few breaths.
Oh.
And don't be upset that in 55 minutes time the highlight of your week will be done, because there's plenty of stuff. We record these, put on the portal.
You do them over and over again. That's fine. Yeah. You can keep repeating.
Yeah. Right, what's the plan for tonight while you're doing the releasing?
Lots of stuff.
Yeah, we've got a right mixture tonight. Some of the kit you're going to need, besides the dumbbell or a kettlebell, will be, besides willpower, a cushion or something to pick up off the floor. Or I dare say you could use a dumbbell or a kettlebell if you wish. What else? I think that's about it. We do need the chair. No chair. No chairs. Just you. Get a good 2 minutes on each side, by the way, on these releases, so you can't get out of it just yet. Go to a painful spot. Right, I always say that. Don't waste your time on a spot that doesn't feel like it's giving much back. Go to where it feels tender. Go to where it hurts, and then try and hold right on that spot.
Alan will be there all night if she does that.
hold right on that spot and don't move. Just let yourself relax. Just let yourself chill.
Stay here for like half an hour.
I know. But yeah, we need to be somewhat relaxed for these special releases to really take effect, right? A little bit longer. So on the same leg, yeah? We could move it past the mid part of your thigh, go towards your knee. Edge your backs a little bit. Same with the lacrosse ball. If you're on the lacrosse, go to the lower quads. So you literally line on your front with the ball just a few inches above your knee. Generally find when we walk and when we lunge and when we squat the knee, I see a lot of knee valgus where the knee turns in. Yeah, you're all common with that now. We kind of mention that valgus a lot. And a lot of the times these areas can, not the areas, to be fair, but these can generally help you to get that alignment. Unless, you okay there? Yeah, so Calves just put me through an hour of body fit, so I'm not going to feel guilty whatsoever.
Don't hurt my knee anymore.
Okay.
Changing sides.
Yes, change sides, please. So we're crossing to the hip area off the bone. You can see from Calves' posture, she's gone slightly off centre with the quad release, going more to the outer thigh. So if you're not feeling much right in the middle, in that respect, just bring it slightly off centre. You'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Don't hit me, I'm trying to help you out.
And as we said to some of the groups, if you're finding it a struggle on your shoulder, just prop some cushions underneath you, like grab some from your sofa or from your.
I'm going to do it, because you saw me last time. No,
yeah, it's just so good for letting yourself drop into, especially if you're tight in both. If you're tight in your shoulders and you're tight in, I usually just use two.
Here's what I made earlier.
Yeah, the bolsters are really nice. Like just any old pillows.
There you go.
And then I just stack those on top, and then I can drop my body weight into the pillows. And
oh, doesn't that make it look so much more comfortable?
So nice. It hurts more on my legs.
So yeah, you don't have to stack and hurt your shoulder blades, or put them through all that endurance. So Kel's almost in the same position you would be if you were on a lacrosse ball, because of the surface area of the thing. I feel like it's giving you the same release.
Yeah, but I can relax a little.
Yeah. You're almost going to be tranquil when you do these releases. I know I'm saying that you're probably in a lot of pain, but the more you do these, the more you will start to adapt to such. The more you adapt, the less potential pain you're going to be in, the more free your body's going to move. So it kind of comes at a bit of a price to do them, but What else do we suggest?
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah? A little bit longer on that same leg gang.
I'm just going to go over to the side of it.
Oh, Cal's got an IT band. Great.
Oh.
Easy.
Ah.
Easy now.
Easy, bro.
Here's the bruv. Less of the chapter than that. Yeah, when I teach Kellen body fit, the grunts and groans is classic.
Kellen knows.
I know.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, hold on that spot, guy, and breathe through it. You know it's a good thing for your body right now. I feel like putting a 10 kilo power bag on your hip after what you just made me do. Right. We'll do a little bit of calves next, something a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah, let's flip the script. I'm thinking of what muscles you're going to need and potentially what areas you might need to be a bit freer in moving. So each tip of the crossfall, or however for Kelly, to get something even more deadlish. Here's what I made earlier. So this is called a little golf ball pyramid, see that? It looks really messy because I made it, but there's 4 golf balls. There's 3 with 1 stacked on top. That is your trigger point massage. So I'll bring these cards and just watch your face, light up. So usually crossball for this.
And if you're fighting, because maybe
Yeah, use a rolling pin. If you don't have anything,
yeah,
use a
rolling pin. It's really good.
Yeah, you might need to lift it on a book or something to get it a little bit higher. And to be fair, you can use a dumbbell, use the edge of a dumbbell, anything that doesn't give much, that's off the ground, that's relatively small.
Yeah, dumbbell head would work.
Yeah, kettlebell, anything like that, yeah.
Yeah, rolling pin works really nice. I forgot that when we used to do the starting program, we did like hamstrings with the rolling pin and
Yeah, sitting on a high chair or a table with it on the belly of your hamstrings is, woo, yeah. You with us?
yeah, I'm just
Still
enjoying,
there?
I'm enjoying that.
Sorry.
I went into a trance, like you said.
Go for it. Yeah, meditate while you're doing this. I wouldn't suggest that you have any relation to any stress nearby when you're doing this. I wouldn't look at emails on your laptop or think of work or just try and like music, bit of chill TV and just, yeah, do it regularly. No excuses to tell it.
So yeah, but you're beside me though right now, so
I've already done this.
that's high stress.
I've already done this.
No, I mean you being beside me is high stress.
All right. Like that, is it?
Just kidding. Love you, loved you.
I loved you too. So, we switch?
Yeah.
Yeah, switch sides. Sorry, just for, I'm just going to go over here for a bit.
Hey, you did it to me in the last class where I was showing him something and he just did something else. I was
Yes.
like, this is what we're going to do, and then he just started changing the exercise. All right, I guess we're doing this then. Oh,
We're
and
gonna-
that top of the cap on the
We're
side.
going to edit all this out and it's too
Well,
late.
yeah, you gotta remember though.
Well, I'll never do.
Anyone who doesn't know us watching this, they'll be like, oh my gosh, who are these?
Yeah,
two?
who's this American and Geordie annoyance?
And we're not in like bra top and
No.
fake tan and.
No, we got Whitney tans, we're alright. Right, toning this, let's then sword charts. Okay, yeah.
Black pecs. Wait a minute.
Yeah, you know what?
Crossbow lats?
The crossbow lats. Ooh.
Or
Yeah,
the
great.
roller?
Roller, right, I'm guessing all of you have got at least a full roller with a crossbow and a neck roller for each. So, lats, finally, let's set the time. So we're hitting these bad boys. Yeah, line on the side. If you go on the cross, keep it well away from the ribs and bony areas. That's where we need to be hitting.
And then roller, if you guys are fighting over equipment, you two. And one of you, maybe Helen takes the roller and
So literally
Byron
just
takes the crossbow
just,
and me.
and then try and relax, yeah? You can bring the head down or make a little pillow with the other arm. And you can wiggle you don't have to be totally stacked on the hips, you can bring the top leg over. Just manage yourself as best to your ability to make it somewhat comfortable. Maybe not where the ball's pushing in, but generally, yeah, you need to be completely relaxed, the rest of your body.
You can use the med ball, it's quite nice, just don't like crush your ribs with it. But the roller is nice.
It'll probably hurt a bit, you know, like anything in regards to the fast release. If it puts you through some stress or strain, you're going to potentially get a little bit more back. More results, quicker results. You zoned out again, that's good.
Yeah, I zoned out.
I like the peace and quiet way. I should maybe do fascial release regularly at home.
Yeah?
Swap?
Yeah.
Right, swap it around. Do a little bit of a mobility warm-up. And all goes according to plan. There's I've got 3 blocks of exercise. Within each block, there is 3 exercises, okay? So you're going to be doing 9 in total. But you do the first block of 3, have a little rest, and then repeat it. And I've gauged it on 45 seconds of work.
Okay.
Yeah? With 20 seconds of rest after each. Okay. Yeah? We'll go through the exercises each individually, so you don't feel like what the hell's going on when we do start, because we're against the clock. Like always, check your form. And yeah, maybe do less reps for better quality, that's what we're about. You're going to have to think, I'm afraid.
Oh no, not at 8 o'clock at night.
8 o'clock on a Monday, man. Yeah. Right, a little bit longer on that back still. Try and breathe through it, relax through it. Try and find that 9 out of 10 on the pain threshold. If you're at a 10 or 11, then you need to do more of this effectively. Yeah, you do more. Right, don't really need that, do we? Do you want to kneel on that? We'll do one shot. Yeah?
Just the soft.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Good?
Yeah.
Don't need this right now?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so just first things first. I want you to go stand up, please. And we're just going to do a little bit of identification of our standing posture, just briefly before we start to do anything else. So, Kelly, you can stand a little bit further forward and just side on. Right, so I know most of you know what we're getting at with this. We're going to be looking at the joints being somewhat stacked, right? From the ankle, the knee, the hip, and basically just follow that plumb line up the body. Generally, I find most people that we train, or anyone that walks through it, has an anterior shift forward like that, right? Which compresses the back. Yeah, so I'm not labeling all that, but I kind of reckon most of you can hold the arm. I want you to just draw the hips back and touch it. Feels like you're a little bit heavy on your heels. Yeah, that might challenge your balance a touch. Keep heavy on the heels in and bring the toes back down to the ground. A little bit of a toe spread if you can. Okay, so we're looking at more ankle, knee, and hip in a vertical stack. Right, for the core activation, to kind of lift and lengthen the upper torso. 2 cues. Firstly, well, not firstly, at the same time. Suck your gut in, so retract the navel just slightly. At the same time, we need to expand your ribs. So we kind of go from this posture here to more. Look at me, I'm growing into so much taller and so much smarter. Look at Cal now, structurally stable now, we give a little width, nudge there. It seems a little bit, a lot more stable than just going back to the normal. Not saying everyone is there, but that's great, basically where we're geared towards without that. Okay, a little bit of tension in the right hamstring first, so we right leg forward. So we're going into a little split stance. Okay. We want the front leg shin to be vertical, we want a slight angle on the thigh bone. Okay? So if you've got standing on right leg, you want the shin vertical with a slight angle back with the thigh bone. Then from there, wiggle the left toes, bring the left leg slightly forward so both knees are parallel. Yeah? As if I could use, oh, look at that. If I could use this as an example with Del, I'll bring this onto just above the right knee, and the left, kind of just above the left knee needs to be on the pole. Yeah, does that make sense? I've got that. And then from there, keep the left leg on the ball, but try and wiggle the toes back a bit, so we're a bit more bending the knee curl. Yeah? So we want to try and distance those feet, because we're going to be using this stance in a moment, so that's why I'm explaining. I want the stance there without being too confined like there to get the knees parallel. Okay, cool. Right, going with the navel and rib cage, just ever so slightly. I want you to feel the shoulder blades lift, everything lifts up. But once your shoulder blades are slightly geared up, just allow them to retract a fraction. Yeah? Right, now you know where I'm going with this one? Cal's going to heel drag the front leg, which means the right foot is pushed into the floor. She's going to create some traction, pull the floor back, but not actually move. Yeah? Now if I use this example, if I do this, Cal will have to work harder if I pull that leg back. Yeah? I want you to feel your hamstrings and your glutes are starting to work on that front leg. If in doubt, bring the hand round. And I'm not talking like massage, I'm talking like get the thumb to the edge and glutes on, and the hamstrings switched on, and we're creating tension.
Pulling that carpet back and pulling the...
Pull back. The more effort, the more effort you put on that pull back, the more the hamstring fibers and glutes have to work. So there's quite a lot of work involved with that. Now I need to transfer the weight, more load onto the whole back and the push forward, so about 80-20. 80% pulling the floor back with your right, 20% pushing the floor forward with your left. That makes sense? And this moment is important because it's the exact moment when you could do this and you walk. Yeah? So we're just training those hamstrings and glutes. Have a breathe, yeah. To just become more responsive. And the more we do this, the more that's going to happen when you actually do walk. Right, let's set up on the left leg now before we do anything else. So left leg in front. Same again. Heavy on the heel. Slight.
So I kind of think retract. Like if your belly is relaxed, you're kind of drawing it back in, but not bracing it where you're kind of hunching.
Yeah.
So it's like an elastic retraction with like a wide rib. Rather than a like the Hulk. Kind of always think like the Hulk.
I was just thinking the same thing, you know.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking the same thing.
Not as good on this side.
So Helen and maybe they'll give each other a little nudge together while you're standing up. Just see how stable you are. Ultimately, I want you to be tensioned in that position, right? I want you to be strong, stable, and boom, there. Right? Like no one can push you over.
It's like, I always think like there's something at my heel that I'm like the door stop or something.
Oh, you really, yeah. When you feel that tension building up,
yeah.
There's a really functional way to train your glutes to work. And when they do work, it's actually when you're right doing that, right? That's when your glutes that's how they form, so the majority. Right, back to the right leg in front, please. In fact, no, let's go. Let's go, yeah, let's go. I was going to do some lunge work, all right. So there's 3 exercises need explaining. The first one, you're going to be on what we call a split kneel position. So one knee on the floor, the other foot out in front. And it's a slightly different position than I would normally coach the lunge. It needs to be kind of a right angle. Just like that, yeah? Okay, you're going to take a weight in both hands, or a med ball, yeah? Yeah. Or a cowbell, yeah? Anything weighted. Right, and we're going to be bringing it onto the opposite, the back leg shoulder, we bring the weight up onto. Okay, so wait if you all get set up in that position. Having a domestic there. Pass me the dead weight! And you're going to gently bring it from the back shoulder, you're going to bring it across the front leg to almost your back leg buttock or pocket. Keep the core strong, keep the shoulders lifted, bring back. So again, smooth chop, smooth wood chop. At all times, gang, navel, rib cage, think of that lift, think of that like core brace, like you're doing a plank. So you need a bit of control with this. Watch the hips don't go wiggling as you chop it behind you. We don't see that back hip move. Keep them still, rotate thoracic, and there's a little bit of a downwards chop to that, yeah? So you can then, therefore, once you've got the hips relatively still, you can start to make it a little bit more dynamic. Yeah, either way, to be fair, but maybe the dynamic part needs to be on the chop down, and then a smooth retraction curl back. So chop, pause, smooth back.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Feel that nice stretch up the hip.
Awesome, right, do you want to swap legs and just have a little try of that? Because when we get going with this, you're doing 45 on one side, repeating respectively. So, opposite shoulder gap.
Oh yeah.
So we're coming off the back leg shoulder to start. Just start smooth and steady first, and look at the angles. Yeah, we're trying to minimize basically any form of movement in the legs. So look at your front knee, without knocking your patella out with the weight. What, just, can you try and keep a little bit of a heel drag on that front leg as well? You feel that? So keeping the hamstrings loaded and a bit of glutes, so keeping that.
And you get that nice stretch.
So you're allowing your outer layers of muscle tissue to be responsive and flexible, but your inner layers to like hold all that stuff together. Yeah?
Yeah. So you gotta have that heel drag on the front foot and that lift.
Yeah. And you can explore with arm length, you can go longer with the arms or bring it a little bit closer to get inside. Okay. Second one, we go from a lightweight, okay, just a small kettlebell. I was using the 3 kilo there, I wouldn't go much heavier than that. Yeah. It's what it's going to be. It's going to be a walking step. Because you know we're big on gait movement, so it's going to be a stepping movement. So you're going to have the weight in your front leg hand. You're going to swing the weight with a little bit of a hinge lunge, so a little bit of a drop at the hips here. But as the weight comes up, you're going to take a step forward into there. Yeah, into that exact same position we were at right at the start, loading up the heel. Remember the heel drag? So you're going to step back, little swing, and then up, pause.
You're doing press or not?
No, you can add a press if you want. If you want to have that overhead press, so a little hinge there, step press. This should be working heavily on the glutes. Okay, in particular, the leg that's front when you swing the weight back here, there's my left glute going. So I'm not lunging, I'm sitting my head back here on the swing. As the weight comes back, I'm following it forward with the step with the other leg there. It might be a little bit of a brain fart, left and right to get it going, but just practice that move. We're going to try the other side there.
Yep.
So Calves go to right hand with the weight, right leg in front, left leg behind. On the hinge, step left, pause. And press if you wish. Just know, guys, once you've got that step in progress, or once you've stepped on the floor, I want you to keep really boom stable here. So watch once you step here, the hips don't go and compress here. We keep it almost like you're stepping into it and move up there. Bang, pause. Yeah.
Really nice step.
Yeah. So it's quite an abrupt stop there. Can you see from Cal? Once you step, just boom, keep the tension on. It's key we keep that tension on rather than being just a little bit sloppy here. Right? Yeah, cool. Right, that's the second one. The final one. Oh, single arm press with leg extension. You get a lie down, everyone. Woo! Okay, go me. Okay. Right. Thinking of gait as well, just briefly, when you walk, just very quickly, one arm comes forward, one arm comes back, right? The arm on the side that comes forward, that's our pecs working. What's also happening on the same side is my leg is coming back there. Yeah, it's what we call contralateral reciprocation. So Cal's going to kind of train the pecs in relation to that. So we've got tabletop, Cal's pushing with her right arm into a single arm press, with her right leg going into a single leg extension. Same side in extension, yeah? Try that. From right to right, the left leg just stays at the tabletop. Alternatively, you can bring the other leg down to the floor. Just leg back if you want there, which I did in the last class, yeah? Look at that. So when you're starting with a weight, gang, you want to be starting with a weight at your side like this way with your palm. Once you press, we have rotation, yeah? So we're going from here to here on the press with the same leg going an extension. So it really stretching and opening up that line in the body. We'll try a little bit on either side.
So same arm as leg.
Yeah.
And really keep your neutral. So don't let your pelvis tip forward as your leg goes out. So almost draw your navel in, your whole belly. I don't like saying navel because then people go,
No.
It's like whole belly.
And that leg that extends, you want to be thinking of 12 o'clock on that side. So that once the leg extends, think of a slight posterior tilt, right? Because we want to try and minimize any form of arching of your lower back. Yeah, so the floor can be the feedback for that. And that one really works with a big old weight. So I know some of you might be with a 3 or something. I mean, if I had you in here, I'd probably give you a 15, 20 pound dumbbell, no problem.
Yeah.
Yeah? Yeah. Okay, let me get this little clock set up. 45, 20.
So we're going to do our wood chops. We're going to do our swing to step. And then one arm press.
Right, 2 of each, yeah?
Yeah.
Right, ready, gang? Let's do it.
So we're starting on the back, leg, shoulder.
Okay, get the back toes down on the back leg if you can, a bit more stability. So go, choose your adventures to how kind of crispy you go with this.
Crispy. Drag that front heel at the same time. Try not to move your hips.
Yeah, keep the hips level. Almost like the little pin on that back hip here. Yeah, so that the movement's coming thoracically, not hippy. Right, keep it going. We're not going to squat. Challenge the arms kind of coming forward as you move it around if you wish, but that will upset the rest of the movement of the body's position.
Oh, that's harder.
Keep the core working all the way through. Think of the little extra touches you can add to the middle. 8 seconds left. It's about stability and balance and control.
It's like a kayaking move, isn't it?
Oh yeah, when you scoot it back.
Rest.
Oh, yeah. So split stance, just to reiterate. Small weight.
I'm getting left
There,
hand.
and then a little step.
Left hand, left leg in front.
Yeah. That little swing there. Woo! Moving forward. Just follow the weight with this one. Have a bit of fun.
Work.
So it's more of a swing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Rather than a squat.
Yeah. Like we said with the body fit class, when you're swinging the weight, just be careful it's not too loose in the shoulder here. It's not too floppy. Have a little bit of create tension in there. Feeling good to working again. Should be on the swinging bit there, and as you come forward, yeah? As you step, you're stepping from the heel. Push the heel at the floor, step forward. Right there. We'll invite the glutes to play more than anything else, 10 seconds. No press for you anymore.
Yeah, just maybe they didn't have to press.
Anything okay?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Rest.
Supine.
Supine. So lying in the back. I don't know if you've got a couple of weights and if you can grab them in one hand. Yeah? Big weights. Single arm press. Is that enough weight for you, Kel? Okay. Same side.
Work.
It doesn't really entertain me how low your leg goes. What entertains me is how mindful you are of keeping the neutral spine. Yeah, keep that neutral spine. This is your lower back as you lengthen. Keep the same distance from the ground. And when you push it into the ground, we tilt the pelvis to stabilize that. Halfway point now. Remember the little rotation in that press. Palm faces you at the start, and then palm faces your foot on the press. Good. 12 o'clock, think on the long leg and reach out. Go 12 o'clock on that tilt. 5, 4, quality over quantity. What about 15 pounds? Okay,
Yes.
let's repeat that, but on the other side.
The side, we remember which side.
Always. Right, maybe dorsiflex the back ankle, yeah? So nice kind of 90 degree setup. Put the abdominals on flat on your deeper legs to be really held together, your outer legs to move.
Drag that front heel back, feel like there's like a little brick in front or behind your heel, and you're just pulling against it.
It's like you're trying to create more work for your body before you even move to the weight, right?
That'll help that hip stay open, get a nice hip flexor stretch at the same time.
With the hips level, once you get that little shot going halfway.
Bit of that kayaking. In it.
Yeah, in it.
In it.
In it, bruv. Yeah. Kayaking, bruv. Love it. 10 seconds. Quality. If you quality stand to just drop, please stop. Okay.
Rest.
Right, so we're on the opposite side swing. Just to reiterate, I'm not going into a lunge, it's kind of half. It's about there in the positioning. Off the heel, step into that. Ooh, solid position. Ooh. Right, here we go. 45 seconds. 3, 2, 1.
Work.
Nice there. So no, when our weight's swinging behind you, you've got that load on your front heel. Yeah? The knee's not pushing forward, you're sitting back into the hips, both knees are bending. Yeah, Kel's going into more of a lunge now, which is fine. You alright?
Yeah.
Good. Stepping really light on the back toes. Really light on the back toes. Yeah? Stealth like, quiet.
I can feel my hamstrings tight.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Right, 10 seconds, people.
I saw that feeling here.
Yeah, that swinging there. Yeah, it's great, yeah. Feel like a tension stretch. Okay, last one of this sequence, guys. Supine press.
Can you do the other arm?
Other arm, yes, absolutely. And again, you don't have to go both legs tabletop.
Yeah. That one down.
Yeah, I personally feel it more with one foot down. Feel just like it more out of it. 3, 2, 1, last one.
Work.
Yeah, because then you're not worrying about your back.
I'm just checking. Yeah.
It's nice here because you can get a bit of hip flexion.
Yeah, like a cycling legs, yeah.
So that does help me.
So challenge the depth of the leg drop, but be like, be more careful to keep more posterior tilt. I'll just be mindful of that at least. Right, 20 seconds left. So it's working your pecs in relation to how the pecs naturally work as we move. I think that makes sense to me. So don't do copious amounts of push-ups really, it'll bring too much of this flexion.
Session complete.
Awesome!
Awesome!
How was that? Yeah?
Yeah.
Great!
Liked it.
Okay. Have a drinky poos. I'll explain the next 3. Well, I mentioned a cushion at the start, can you remember that? Cushion?
Yeah.
Feels like more the nice big beanie cushion.
Oh yeah.
Got a bit of weight to it. It's basically it's just getting something you to pick up something, right? And obviously, living like me in the house with that Kel and Aidan, I've very often found myself picking up crap off the floor. So Kelly, my inspiration for this.
Ah, love you.
So it's going to be a squat to pick it up, right? A cushion. Yeah, I don't really want anything weighted. It's how we squat, yeah? And I want enough hinge in the hips to be able to pick that thing up without massively kind of curving the spine or bringing the knees forward or ruining the squat. So if you need to, practice it with what you've got, because the cushion's what, 4 or 5 inches off the floor? If you feel it's too low, you would bring more cushions. If you stand up and pick it up, Cal, pick it up. So you bring more cushions, you just really stack them on top. So if you feel that squat's better for you, Cal, because it's still that is still a deep squat, right? We're doing just go right on top. What I want to do once you've got the cushion, I want you to step back with one leg into that stance. I want you to bring the arms overhead and almost think of like a warrior pose. Yeah. So we get a nice hip extension, stretching the back leg. We've got active core because again, like the other ones, we're keeping a little bit of 12 o'clock. Otherwise, you can go into your back and go on that. You're going to step the back foot forward again, bring the cushion down. You're going to put it down, let it go, and stand up. And again, one more time, alternate the legs stepping back, bring it up. You might want to hinge the elbows a bit here, if that helps. Just go a little bit of thoracic extension, a bit of posterior tilt. So picking up, stepping back, reaching back, and extending. Yeah? Very functional. Yeah. Good. Nice cushions.
You could do like a little hand weight if you wanted to.
Yeah, you could use a dumbbell. Yeah.
But it's nice just actually having.
Rather than actually seeing you all reaching right down the floor for a cushion and ended up kind of like that.
So it's getting this. That's the key. Is getting deep with the spine neutral. Yeah.
So lots of fascial release to be able to get to those steps. Right, the second one is my favourite plank of the century. Of course it is. I'll be like, awesome plank, right? We're going to set it up. I want you all to practice this because it does need a wee bit of coaching. Right, so as you can see, Calves on the knees, right? Elbows on the ground, and the elbows are directly underneath the shoulder blades. So sorry, the armpits, let's say. So you've got a relatively close position. A lot of people do the plank go too wide, so you want to be set there. Right, now also note Kel's got a 45-degree angle at the hips or thereabouts. Yeah, so the thigh bones are about 45 degrees. So set yourself up like that. At which point, most of you, if not all of you, will be arched in your lower back here. So you need to go 2 cues at the same time. You need to slightly go posterior to our core. At the same time, you need to slightly go thoracic extension. I know, brain fat, isn't it? Ultimately, with that said, if I was to bring a pull over to Kel, we're going to be looking at pretty neutral across the back there. Yeah, natural curve here, but if Kel goes to where most people might want to go with this, come on Kel, ruin it, there. So we've got flexed upper back and we've got a compressed, hyperextended lower back. Right, at that point, when you set up and it looks tidy, you're going to very gently transfer your weight into more one elbow on the opposite knee and lift the other knee about a millimetre off the floor. That's 2 Kel. Okay, even just lifting the knee just up so your pats or your head, it's only bound to your legs. The head of your legs will stay on the ground. We're creating that lift of just one knee without anything else changing, right? Don't let anything else change.
Just think if you don't feel your core, you're either too anterior tilted or too rounded. So find it and then kind of keep the feeling as you go. Yeah, that's the challenge.
And then lifting on it just off the body. Yeah, it's an amazing challenge on the quad then.
If you get it right, it's all about position.
And you'll probably find your body will want to shift, it'll want to rotate, twist. So that's why I said the slower you do the knee lift, the more you'll be able to feel. Okay, right, I know a lot of you have heard that before. Single leg raise. Oh, there is a chair. I do apologise.
Oh, there is a chair.
Oh, there's a chair. So you could use a chair. Obviously, I just said that. Or you could use if you got a couch, you could use the side of it. You could use the couch for it. So you're not stepping onto it. You're going to go into a standing posture, like I said at the start. So just briefly in front of something, stand about a foot away, get your good standing posture. Everything we worked on earlier. Okay, what Kel's going to do from there, she's going to very gently lift one foot and just tap the chair, keeping her standing leg, ankle, knee, hips, bump, bump, stacked, right? What generally happens there is when you bring your foot on, your hips will, see Kelly's over exaggerating, right? Yeah. So just trying to keep completely vertical as you lift the leg. With that said, you should feel the glutes working to be something like what Kel's going to do then is bring the leg off. She's going to go into a little bit of a stop stance and just reach the which arm? The
opposite.
The back leg arm. Just get a little bit of a touch to the chair or the couch. Back up again. So we come up. Without touching the other foot on the floor. So a little tap there. lift, take a bow, ignite your core on that bow. The back leg side of the arm is just going to touch, or the fingertip touch. Yeah?
Same you did on your sofa.
On your sofa, yeah. I mean, to be fair, chairs about right. It needs to be about knee height.
So you want really a higher angle for hip flexion to challenge it, don't you?
Yeah.
Than 90.
Yeah. We'll try it on the other side, yeah. So just know when you're bringing the foot up, it's more than just bringing that leg off the ground and tapping the chair. You're thinking of keeping the back hip completely still there, right? Feel the difference? Try not to reach for the chair as you take your bow as well. Just keep hinging, keep kind of single leg squatting, and then all of a sudden, oh, there's the chair, without trying to let your shoulder blade protract. We don't want that protraction. It's naughty. One more, Cal?
Yeah.
So slow and steady with this one, gang. Yeah, nice. As if, you know, can you believe when we did that FMS, use to keep the left shoulder blade on that? No, so you're reaching.
Yeah.
Yeah? Almost, yeah, keep on.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So don't let it go too much.
Yeah, don't let yourself rotate and trying to reach. Right, is that the third one?
Yeah.
That's the third one, right. Let's do this. I know there's a bit of explaining involved, but there's quite a lot involved with it, to be fair.
I'm just going to, you know what, I'm just going to move the chair back so
Okay.
you can see me in that.
Right, you ready for your squat?
Starting session.
Squat, pillow, pick up fight. Yeah, if you pick it up, throw it behind it. Here we go. Here we go. Bring it to the chest, step back, extend thoracically, posterior tilt the pelvis, put it down. Good. Alternate the legs, stepping back.
Oh,
And just enjoy that stretch. Just enjoy that stretch when your arms are overhead. On the anterior line, yeah? It should be stretching the core. Big lift, big zip, lift. Not at the expense of you hanging your lower back there. Hence why I say keep the posterior tilt. Oh,
that's so nice.
how tight do we feel with this?
Very.
Hey, lockdown's not served us well with this.
Such a good stretch.
Yeah. Keep the core tight as you go into that, arms open, a nice stretch, somewhat tight.
Oh, that's so good.
Good. Okay.
Rest.
Kneeling plank, and I would use most of this 20 seconds to get position, because it does take a bit. 45 angle on the hips, elbows underneath the shoulders, the feet are lifted off the ground. From there, slight posterior tilt with the thoracic extension. Right? Here we go. Take at least 10 seconds to lift the knee. At least that.
Keep your belly drawing in. So keep the elastic of your belly hugging up. Imagine you've got like a tight waistband around you, or your jeans are a little bit too tight.
Fight any form of movement in the pelvis. Fight it. Okay, halfway there. The shoulder blades are going to hold you up, so you're going to be slightly retracted in the shoulder blades.
Keep your bottom ribs, sorry, babe. Keep your bottom ribs from like dropping.
Yeah, just too much anterior,
Yeah.
more posterior. It's about keeping that slight posterior tilt. It's harder, and I want you to go to the hard place. 5 seconds. Okay, good.
Rest.
Like 20 odd years of teaching in fitness, that's probably the hardest thing I've come across. It looks the easiest, but it's like when you're in the right positions.
I guess like proper deep.
Oh, it's big, yeah. Right. The foot tap with the stock stance. Slow and steady. Maybe get about 4 or 5 reps out on this, yeah? That's all.
Work.
Don't reach for the chair. Keep the shoulder blade on the side, slightly retracted. Or like over arm.
Oh, that. Yeah.
So we try not to rotate too much, just for the purpose of this. It should hit the glutes pretty hard. Yeah, that leg's too high.
Yeah.
Don't apologise. So yeah, just watch that back leg. It's going way beyond. I can just see it completely there.
My shoulder.
Yeah. You're going to have to get down pretty damn low right on that single leg without the reach. So do it. Get low. Sit back, where your heel. 8 seconds. Go.
Rest.
Left leg, yeah. Right. Let's repeat.
No, left.
All right. You did a joke. It was the one that you do every week. Now I've missed my chance of your weekly joke. Sorry everyone, Kelly just did a joke of the week there. I'm totally. Squat, pick it up, step back, extend.
Of course, you can do this with weight, but it's quite nice if you're tight. just to enjoy the stretch of it and then trying to get that deep squat.
It's, yeah, getting that depth on the squat. Heavy on the heels as you squat, as always. Watching the knees not turned out. We're not doing these sumo squats. Try to keep this parallel as neutral as
Feel
possible.
that now, Alyssa? Like try and pursue that elasticity in the heavy time. Oh.
And then breathe on top of all of that. Go, go, go. Right.
Rest.
Knee in plank, second time. So yeah, even if you do 2 or 3 knee lifts in the whole 45 seconds, I would rather that each side. So aim for 2 or 3 knee lifts each side in this remaining time, right? Got a long time. Take time with it. Listen to what goes on.
Length, a little bit of retraction in the shoulders. Keep that belly on, and then slowly, slowly pressing into the one leg to release the other.
So you're pressing into one knee and the opposite elbow. Can you feel that? You're transitioning from 4 points of contact to the floor just to 3. Do it slowly. Strip it back, do it slowly.
And I find my pelvis lets go when my legs start to go up, so keep that in mind when you come back, just to check.
Yeah, every time you go back to both knees, just go back to start position. 10 seconds, maybe one more, or just hold it out. Yeah. It's a long time now to do that exercise.
Yeah, if you do it right.
Yeah.
Rest.
Okay.
So standing on the left.
Yeah, so your right leg, your left foot's going to tap.
Yeah.
Cool. Hope you're alright, guys. Hope you're enjoying this. Last one on the foot tap with the stop stance. Heavy on the glutes, right? Heavy on the glutes.
Heavy on the glutes.
Work.
Talking about glutes. Oh.
I think I'm going to do a talk about sex baby with glutes.
Yeah.
Just watch that, Kelly, on TV shifting as you step, yeah?
There?
Yeah.
I'm kind of just keeping my arms back now.
Okay.
Just because you keep shouting at me when I reach.
Just watch the anterior shift of the hips, guys, when you bring that leg up, yeah? Just watch that as you lift.
I'm trying.
I'm literally watching from the side of your left bum. So right there. Now do it.
Oh, better?
That's better. Not many jobs you get paid for looking at your wife's bum while you get recorded for TV.
I'm so lucky.
Session concluded.
Okay, right, that's round 2 done. And looking at the time, we're going to have to rattle on. Right.
Let's talk and more do it.
Right. We did the pec work in relation to our mechanics with the lying down press and leg extension. This is the exact opposite. Okay? You're going to be prone. You're going to be in box position, so similar to the plank or quadruped. Right?
Heavyweight or?
Yeah. So like you're doing, like what we set up in Pilates, a nice structured quadruped. Lots of work from the shoulder blades. Maybe some of you again, slight posterior tilt. Right here, what we're going to do, we're going to roll the weight at the same time, the opposite leg now extends, right? To practice that. The leg that extends, make sure it doesn't go kind of parallel with the body. I don't want anyone really to try to extend that leg so it's kind of in relation to your alignment.
We do the slow one, we go kind of up and then
slow back. Yeah, absolutely.
Is that
Yeah. The same cues as most of tonight, to be fair. When the leg extends slightly posteriorly, slightly twirl the core, that leg that's extending out right there. And that will stop your lower back, your lumbar spine from taking out. Try the inside. So at the same time, pull, opposite leg, extend.
Fast and then slow.
Yeah, let's do that tonight. So we'll come up pretty quick. Yeah, so we'll kind of boom, pull it up, and then we'll slowly bring it back. Which means that your standing arm, kind of scapular, shoulder area, that's going to take quite a lot of work. Yeah, your lats, your shoulder blade, and the standing arm. Try not to lock it out. So there's all these little things you've got to keep checking in with. It's quite important. Okay, Kuka, don't burn out with that. Right. Bit of a what we've got now. That just it's like it's a bit of kind of a skater.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So a little side step now, just to raise the heart rate up a little bit. You need a small weight like Kelly's there. I want you to go into that split stance. We'll call it unilateral stance. So if you start with your left leg in front, the right leg is behind. So we're in this position from the side. Yeah, you're going to bring the weight to your front leg hip, like that. And then you're going to start with the weight to move first. You're going to move the weight and you're going to step 1, 2. 1, 2. So you can step with it. You could have a little skip with it. So always landing kind of 1, 2. Or you can jump where the feet almost land at the same time. However, there's always a bias for the front foot. Always land with the front foot in that split stance.
Well, good core when you swing that.
Good core, yeah. So you're going from pocket to pocket. If you want to load up the glutes and make it a little bit more, make it a little bit more dynamic, you could have a little bit of a lunge there. So I'm lunging from there with the step. So I'm coming down to come up like spring up and across. That'll feel totally different. And the last one is the Turkish prep.
Okay,
Yeah? Right, this one, I'm going to try and explain it very briefly. I know some of you have done this. We're not doing a full Turkish gale, we're just doing a prep for it. So if you just quickly just drop yourself down, have the weight in your right hand, and I want you to bring the right arm up like Kelly's, right? The right leg is bent. My water bottle's in the way. So the right leg's bent, the left leg is slightly out to the side. Yeah, so counteract that on my back. Like that. Can't really do it. Right, Kel's going to roll gently to the left, keeping the weight. All the time, keep that weight vertical. Just now, Kel's to the left elbow. Right, option 1, you can just bring it to here, right? And then you're going to articulate back down without the shoulder coming up to the ear on that elbow side. Right, which is still quite a challenge. Try that again. So we're trying to fight this happening on that shoulder. Yeah? Without me, Kelly looks like one of those Michael Jackson zombies from the Thriller advert. See that? So you're fighting that on the way down. Keep the leg there. Option 2, we can roll to the elbow. Pause. Then you can come to the hand. Pause. And then you can lift the hips up, or you can just pause on the hand there. So there's a few options there. Elbow and a back down. Either way, if you come with the hand, trying to move it and slide it around. Okay, try a little bit on the other side, and then we'll get going. It just needs a little bit of re-coaching if you've not done this one for a while. So choose your adventure. If it's just elbow, if it's elbow to hand, if it's elbow to hand with the hip lift. Either of all of them, just be mindful of that shoulder coming over, right? Can't keep that leg back. Right, okay, let's do it. Right, quadruped with leg extension. So onto the dumbbell rolls first. Enjoy!
Starting session.
Quick up! Slowly. So maybe a ratio of about 1 to 5, 1 to 4, something like that. Keep the core control, as always.
Legs.
And again, this happens as you walk. I mean, not that exact move, but you have the back arm that pulls, right? Then my opposite leg is in extension. So it's training that respects our human biology. Right, we go. 20 seconds left. How's that standing arm? Is it locked out? Yeah? Have you forgot about that? Soften it at the elbow. And we feel upper back working to support it. Keep the elbow pulled in generally. Keep the core braced. 8, 7, 6. Just hitting one side for what it's worth. Well done, Ben.
Rest.
Right, so a little skip, step, jump. The stance is one leg slightly from the other, so I'm going there. And as I jump, my back foot is always, I'm never going to jump like this. I see that quite a lot. Just there. There, yeah? 1, 2, with the swing.
Work.
Move the weight first, and then move you. And just check that we're not going into that kind of that crossover of legs as you step, yeah? We could do that, but not tonight. Keep it in that staggered stance all the time. Woo! The quicker you move the weight, the quicker the exercise happens. Nice, babe. Move the weight first, then let your body just flow with it. Yeah? Lots of different time in this. You know when you get it right, it feels awesome. The way it takes you there, right? It just takes you there.
So weight first, then body. So it almost pulls you over there. I'm going to do the right arm.
Rest.
Right arm?
Okay, so right arm.
Okay, so Turkish prep. If you want to switch it when you hear the little chime halfway through, feel free to, because it can be quite tough on the shoulders and that. Remember, watch that elevation of the scapula. Keep the what's it called? Clavicle.
Yeah. Work.
And just gently, just work on that articulation. Come back down. It's very much core, isn't it? Yeah. I'm how, I always think the way I want to move down away from it once I've got one foot, come back up foot, is in relation to that long leg. So look at the angle of the long leg when you get to the middle bit, and you want to be moving kind of that way, away from that long leg. And at any given point, could you stop on that roll down if I asked you to? Or are you kind of going, gone? Yeah, so use that breath. Okay.
Rest.
Right.
Left side.
So last round to finish. On this windy Monday night, is my hair going to be all right getting on this?
Oh no.
Okay. Last round, check in with your form.
Work.
So you've got that attention to detail.
Up one.
Yeah, up one, down, 3, 4, 5. Just note, once you've got the pull, check, like I'm going to suggest Kelly does now, that the forearm is almost vertical once you've got the pull here, and that will invite upper back and lats. If the arm is angled like that, you're just going to probably work too much biceps. Triangle the vertical and pull. 20 seconds.
Decompress out of your wrist. Keep trying to lift your weight into your core
Yeah.
and into your legs, so it's not all on your arm.
Almost light on the wrist once you do the move. Light on the standing wrist. 8 seconds. It's
Right.
about the details.
It's so much harder.
Rest.
Okay. Little speed skate up. Have you got it in you, gang, to do maybe a little bit of lunge like that? A little bit back. Remember this short lunge position we're here? Remember he's done his lunges tonight? We never do that anymore. Right? No. Keep it short.
Work.
Yeah, just you're you do this.
No, all right. I feel this enough.
There's lots to be looking for on this one, but I don't want to put too much
Just
thought
make
on
sure
this.
your core not floppy and you're not flopping around with nothing. Because you have to have that tension.
Yeah,
Like, as
tension.
soon as you move the weight, you want to have that tension there. Okay, you don't want it all in your arms. I actually try and feel like my weight is in my core.
Yeah.
All the way through it. Never let it go.
Very little on the shoulders this one. 10 seconds. Keep it moving. Go. Right.
Rest.
20 seconds. Maybe take a little final sip of water before the last bit. So the Turkish prep on the other side. So look at which side you've got. The same leg is bent. Now the other leg is slightly kind of out to the side. A bit like you've done a snow angel. Yeah?
Oh, this side feels different.
And then pause when you get back to the elbow and intake. I would suggest an exhale to roll down. But if you want to inhale, do that. Look, controlled breath out or in. There.
Oh.
Yeah? Smooth control. It's okay. I don't want you coming crumbling down. You build that strong structure, you're going to roll it back down with tension. There's a lot to be said about the last part of the exercise. 15 seconds, gang, we're done. You've got a nice rhythm now, babe, yeah?
Yeah.
Yay! High fives, high tens.
That's nice. Thank you for keeping my knee happy.
Okay, good. Still have a workout with a crooked knee.